Good morning. I got a little different setup today, so if I am like looking all over the place, so I'm at Edison helping with teacher laptop handout. So there's like this massive screen over here, and that has you guys on it and your comments. So if you can hear me and see me, can you just let me know in the comments? And so my computer is a lot shorter, so the camera is way down here and the whole screen is way up there. So I apologize, but if you can let me know in the chat that you can see and hear me so I know everything is set up correctly, that would be great. This is Canvas Corner, and we're going to be pretty quick today. We're just going to talk about discussions and how we can use discussions in our Canvas course. So we'll be pretty quick today, pretty bite-sized, pretty quick. Thank you for letting me know. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody is inside, warm, toasty, safe. There's a lot of snow out there and a lot of weird fog today on the drive-in, that freezing fog. In the chat or in the description, you should see the link to this presentation, and just a reminder that everything from Canvas Corner is in this same presentation so that you only have to look at one place. Everything from where do I find stuff, that was week 1, to pages, which was really like week 2, 3, 4. So everything from pages is in there. And then last week we talked about organizing our Canvas course. So all of that is in the same slide deck, and as well as those links to the 4 trainings that Canvas actually did about beginners and student engagement and assignments and Canvas and Google together. So those are also in here. Also on our YouTube channel, you can find all the previous recordings. So if we talk about something today that you're like, hold on a second, I don't even know how to do that, check back in our previous weeks. Those are all available as well. So how is everybody this morning? Good. All right. So like I said, today we're going to talk about discussions, which is a really fun, oh no, that's what I wanted. Okay. Which is a really fun thing to use on, sorry guys, it is not doing what I want, which is a really cool way to collaborate using Canvas, all inside of Canvas. So we're going to talk about discussions, the types that you can do and the uses that you can do, or how you can use it in your classroom. So when you create a discussion, it looks the exact same as a page does. It has everything the same from that top toolbar that we have previously talked about in a different session. It has the word count, the accessibility checker, the same things that you can insert, links, images, videos, documents, Google Docs. Everything looks the exact same as a page. Again, in this presentation, there's the more detailed version up in the pages section. I can put that in here as well. But remember, when we go to Canvas, we can either go to sb.instructure.com. Oh, just kidding, SBCSC, sorry. Look at that cute little dinosaur. There we go, sbcsc.instructure.com. Or you can go to Google and your 9 little waffles up here. You can scroll down and find Canvas that way. And it'll have you sign in using Google. And then there are all your courses. Also, remember, I've been playing down here in my unpublished course just so that nobody can see it. So I'll go into here. And then to create a discussion, it's on the left-hand side where it says discussions. And you're going to click that add discussion button. and I'm gonna call it water cooler. And so my reason for calling it water cooler is I'm just gonna let this be a place where anybody can ask questions. So students may hop onto the water cooler discussion and ask Google Meet link, or what's the homework for today, or where do I find this? And then anybody can respond to it. So I'm gonna call this water cooler. You can call it whatever you want. And then again, it looks just like a page does. Font, size, bold, italic, right? Color, highlight, everything. You can insert links, you can insert images, you can insert media, documents, anything from your Google, add bullets, etc. I'm going to write some directions, ask questions here. Students and teachers can respond. So those are my instructions. I can post it to all of my sections. Good morning, Miss Singleton. I can post it to all of my sections. I can post it to just one of my sections. I can add an attachment. So then we get down to these options. And this is the next slide here. So this allow threaded replies allows everybody to respond. Good morning. It allows everybody to respond. So if you plan to have students respond to others' posts, or you want to respond, you want to make sure that's checked. If you want users to post before they see anybody else's, you want to check this next one. I really like doing this, for many reasons. One being so that they have to, make up their own idea and not just kind of reword someone else's. That was my main reason for check marking that. We'll talk about this podcast feed later. If you want to plan to grade it, you're going to check mark that. If you want to allow them to like different posts, just similar to Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, if you want them to be able to like different people's posts, you can allow for that. And then again, you can sort it by likes, or you can have it be so that only the teacher can like the post. It's up to you. And then you can also add it to the student to-do list. I really like doing that, and you have to add a date for when you want it to add to the student to-do list, but I really like doing that because then it's on the front page of every student's Canvas or on their dashboard. It tells them that, hey, I have this discussion that I have to do. So I always like having that. Next down here is your option to make things a group discussion. And again, I have a slide for this to kind of go into more detail. But if you want to make it a group discussion, it's going to ask you, set your group name, just so that you know if you want to reuse the same ones, if you want to use the same groups. I'm going to say water cooler just so I know which discussion it goes to. I can allow them to self-sign up. I can require group members to be in the same section. Or I can decide who's going to be where. I can split students into a certain number of groups. So I can say, I want my 30 students to be in 10 different groups. I can also split them into groups with a certain number of students. So I could say I want every group to have 5 students in it. I can again require them to have the same section, same hour or period of the day, or I can just say I'll create the groups later. When I clicked on one of these, leadership popped up, and I actually didn't create a slide for this, so I need to do that. But if you split them into groups, you can automatically assign a group leader. You can set the first student to join as a group leader, or you can set a random student to be a group leader. It just kind of depends on what you want, or you can leave it blank. As always, I'm going to say I'll create groups later. As always, hit save, or nothing's going to save, and you're going to be like, where'd all my stuff go? Always hit save. And then you can choose the dates. If you want it from available from, you can choose, I thought there was a slide for this, sorry. You can choose, I want it to open on a certain date. So I want this to open on Monday at 9 a.m. And I want it to close on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Let's just say that. I want to, oh, that's a lot of fours. I want it to close on Wednesday at 4. I only want to give them Monday through Wednesday for this. I mean, really, for a water cooler, I would keep it open all semester probably, but just to show you. And then never forget, you always want to click save and publish. If you're not ready to publish it so people can see it, you can click save, but just remember that nobody can see it until you hit that save and publish. So then this is what it's going to look like. And you can reply if you want to reply to it, or students can reply. So they click the reply button, they type away, and they post the reply. This is my first reply. Okay, everything's the same. You can add links, images, videos, documents, Google Docs, everything. Sorry, I'm at Edison. So you guys all know. And then you click post reply, and then that's how it pops up. As always, remember this little glasses in the corner will show you your student view if you want to see what it looks like from a student view. Oh, not now. Oh, done. Okay. So here's their water cooler. And again, it's locked until the 22nd, so they can't see anything. But if I go back here and I click edit and I say that they can see it today, and then I go back up here to those glasses so I can see it from a student view. Now I can see it, ask questions here. This is exactly what your students see. And again, remember, you have to, I set it so that they can't see any of the replies before I respond. Again, for a water cooler, I probably want to have that set like that because I want them to be able to see it, but just showing you how it works. So that is the basics of a discussion, how to create one. Are there any questions about creating discussions? I'm going to give you some ideas for how to use discussions in your classroom, but that's the basics of how to use them. Questions on that. You can search as a teacher by entry. You can say you only want to see the unread ones. You can move them to the top or the bottom. Again, you can close the comments, etc. I will show you in modules while I see if there's any questions, because it gives me a little lag. If there's any questions, just pop them in the chat about how to create a discussion. But let's say I want to put this water cooler discussion inside that module that we created for Wednesday. I can click on that little plus button inside my module, right? And I can drop down to discussion, and I can click on water cooler, and I'll click on add item. And there it is. Remember, I can drag it to wherever I want it to be, right? We talked about that. If you're like, hold on, what are modules? What are you doing? Watch our previous Canvas Corner on modules. It's in there. It'll help. The Canvas people also did one on modules. They did a really good job. So one thing we talked about with modules is that we can make them do something before they can move on, right? So if I have a discussion down here, so let's say I put this here, and let's say it's a brainstorming one, right? Like I want them to share their brainstorm. I can click on these 3 little dots and click edit. And remember, I had said students must complete all of these requirements. Well, now I can add the requirement. of the discussion, and I can say they have to contribute to the page. So they have to post on that discussion before they can move on to my check for understanding. And then it shows that. One thing I have found that students struggle with is how to reply. They try to type their answer in the search area. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, I can see that. I think they attempt to say the word reply, right? And they think that hopefully students know that they can click on it. But I think adding that into your directions a couple times may help, or, in the directions you could say like, click the word reply, or you can take a picture of it and put that in there and be like, click where it says reply to respond to the prompt. I definitely think there are little things like that throughout Canvas that students need to be pointed to and reminded, like, this is how you do it, which is one reason why, we haven't said anything regarding the definite switch to Canvas. We think that students should be in buildings and parents should be able to get the support they need when switching over to a different LMS if that's what the district chooses to do. But yeah, I think Ms. Churchill, that you definitely, and everybody watching, just a quick sentence in your discussion stating, make sure you hit the reply button, or take a picture of it, may be beneficial a couple times. So I also, oops, I forgot that I moved that. So I also like that you can add these into your discussions or your modules with requirements, so they have to post. Any other questions before I get to like using discussions? So I really loved this graphic. And so I kind of found the graphic and then tailored the slide to fit the graphic. This is how I have used discussions in my Canvas classroom. When I was a 9 through 12 English teacher, we used Canvas in my previous district, and this is the various ways that I would use discussions. I'm sure there are 101 other ways that you can use it, but these were always my favorite. So the first one is just a simple response, right? In my English class, I would tend to say like, write, we used yes, ma'am. So write a 4-sentence yes, ma'am, or cite evidence from the text, answering how has the character developed, right? I just want them to practice like that I-STEP or that testing format. Similar questions like that, I would use it for just quick responses from students. It just kind of like if you've ever taken like an online course or a grad school course, that's kind of what they do. You could also, I'm trying to think of other subjects. You could have them, in math, write out how they got to a problem. In social studies, what advantages and disadvantages were there to whatever, fill in the blank, right? Science, how did you, or what is your hypothesis, or what is, you guys, I'm literally just randomly saying stuff. So if you have better ideas, please put them in the chat. Please help out. So just basic responses if you want a written response for something. I also used to do like just quick self-checks, quick like get to know yous. How are you feeling today? What happened this weekend? Just quick little self-checks when, not everybody wants to speak out loud. Sometimes I would have them do it written so that everybody could see that. Well, everybody could type. And sometimes I wouldn't let them see it at all. So I also used it for brainstorming. Again, as an English teacher, I always wanted to know what they were writing about, what their project was about, just a way to brainstorm. So I used to use that all the time, and I wouldn't allow threaded replies. I just kind of wanted them to share their ideas with the whole class and kind of help the other class members out. I also used it for peer feedback a lot. So, write your response about character development, theme, etc., and now respond to 2 of your peers. We also did this a lot with argumentative writing. So here's my stance. Okay, now go comment on 2 other people's. One person has to comment pro, one person has to comment con, things like that. And then lastly, I used to use the group discussions for group collaboration. So here's your group project. Use this discussion post to talk to each other, collaborate as a group to, I don't know, do a lab, write a lab, whatever. So those are the 5 ways that I used discussions. And again, those were just kind of top of the head answers and examples, but I'm sure that there are 101 other ways to use discussions. Does anybody have any they want to share? You can share in the chat ways that you would use discussions. I love it. I think they're really important to get students to learn. Oh, yes. I use a would you rather question and it gets the students talking. Yes. Would you rather is one of my favorite things. I think they say a lot about us and I think they're really fun. So like, would you rather live in an RV or a sailboat? Which would you choose? Or would you rather live in a gingerbread house or on the North Pole? See, they're just fun. And then you can say why. It can turn into like persuasive or argumentative if you want. They're really fun. I like them. And yes, it gets students talking with each other. Yeah, that's good. Any other ways to use discussions that you can see? I really like them because, a lot of college courses are using them now, especially with being remote and virtual. A lot of grad school classes use discussions. So I think it really gets our students prepared for post-secondary. It also helps with writing. It helps with literacy. It helps with collaboration. There's a lot. You can also, as I showed, you can share images, docs, everything. So you can say, share your project thus far and get feedback on it. Or, share your finished product, share your infographic, share your lab report, share your, yeah. I don't know, Miss Singleton. Like, I know that's your would you rather or like your question, but I don't know which I prefer. I think I prefer slope intercept. Is that y equals mx plus b? I think that's the one I prefer. I know that's slope, but I don't know the difference. But I do, yeah. And Miss Singleton, that can help you show which your students are comfortable with and which you maybe should spend maybe a little more time on. Are they uncomfortable with it? Are they not choosing that one because they don't understand it? Or what's their reasoning? I like it. That's good. Good formative assessment. That's another way to use discussions, formative assessments, right? Quick checks for you at the end of the day, exit tickets. There's just so much that can be done in discussions, and they're just a collaborative way to do so. Yes, exit tickets. Yes, yes, yes. Love it. Cool. That's literally that's my bite size today. I was going to go into assignments today, but I got nervous that assignments can kind of be a little medium-sized bite. So I didn't want to give you a small bite and a medium bite and and then have a big bite to chew, especially with having a snow day an e-learning day, on top of an e-learning day, on top of a long weekend. So, yes, I like that too, Miss Singleton. What was the hardest thing in the notes to understand? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. These are great ideas. I love it. I love when you guys talk to me because I'm always just like presenting to an empty room. And I miss it. Like I miss presenting to people who will talk and collaborate with me. So this is awesome. I love it. So next week we'll talk assignments. And then March 3rd, I think that, yeah. And then March 3rd, I have another training. So the week I will either, well, we may have a guest presenter on March 3rd, or we'll have a guest host or presenter on the week after to talk quizzes. So yeah, be on the lookout for the next Canvas Corner about assignments. There's so many possibilities with assignments. And then after that, we might have some guest hosts. So I'm sorry that I had to cancel last week with laptop handouts. It's been kind of hit or miss. But I got into a little closet, little room today to give you guys a little baby bite size on discussions. So play with discussions this week. See how you like them. Create, throw it out to students. If you're having students use Canvas, that's up to you. Again, on our YouTube channel are all the previous Canvas corners. This will be up as well. So any Canvas related questions you have for me? I know I'm supposed to take an hour, but I want to like spend a little baby amount of time me talking with you guys, and then I want to like give you the rest of the time to kind of just like play with Canvas so that you can come back and ask me questions too. So, and I know there's a lag on comments, so I'm trying to give it some time in case there are Canvas questions. Again, on this presentation is everything we've ever gone through. So just know that those little eyeballs are there because just for me presenting, so I don't click on the wrong slide. But they are there for you, as are all the YouTube videos. So no questions? We're good to go? Quick and easy today. Canvas does sync to PowerSchool, Miss Churchill. You are correct. We'll talk about it next week with assignments, but if you're already into Canvas a little more, which it sounds like you are by your examples, there's a button that says like sync to PTP. Yes, Molly. I may not have socks on, but I got my black, white, and gray, so it kind of counts, right? So when you're creating an assignment, Miss Churchill, yes. So like Miss Singleton says, she's been using it. You just check mark that box that says like sync to PTP. Let me see if I... Oh, that's... Okay. If I'm adding an assignment, and guys, this is just a little preview for next week. Uh-oh. It doesn't, oh, there we go. Okay. If you scroll down here, you scroll down here to, there you go. Sync to PTP. You just want to make sure that checkbox is there to include it in our student information system. So if you want it to sync Canvas to PowerTeacher Pro, just another positive to Canvas, is just make sure that check mark is checked on all the assignments that you want to go in. I really like that you have to like physically check it so that, you know, it's not assumed that we want every single assignment to go into the gradebook. So, and we'll talk more about this in a couple weeks about grading and just making sure we're on the same page. I do believe your assignment group has to match like your groups in PowerTeacher Pro, I believe. And Miss Singleton may have some more on that. Thank you. Yes, there you go. do not create the assignment in PowerTeacher. I knew there was a trick. I just didn't remember what exactly it was. Yes, so just let Canvas do everything. Go ahead and, feel free to try it, Miss Churchill, if you would like to try it. And then, if something breaks, if it doesn't work or something happens, you can put in a help desk ticket or shoot me an email, and that's why we're doing it this way. Test things out, see what works, what doesn't work. We can let Canvas know to fix it. So I will not keep you any longer than I have to. So play with discussions, play around in assignments in your Sandbox course, and then come back next week and we'll talk about assignments, get you more into it. Yes. Yep. It should pull the name of it, the due date. I think it has to have a due date in order for it to pull it to Canvas. So, or pull it to PowerTeacher Pro. All right. Yes. Yep. Exactly. On the assignment, I would make sure all your assignment groups are the same as the categories you use in PowerTeacher so that it pulls it all over correctly. Thank you. Well, I hope you guys all stay warm, stay inside, stay safe. Hopefully it gets warmer. And enjoy your day. I will sit here for a couple more seconds just to make sure there's no last minute questions that pop in. I know there's a delay, but enjoy your day. Have a great one. Bye.